You know, half-ass effort is going to give you low-ass results. Today on the Sales Life, we are riffing out of the book, It's Your Move by Josh Altman. Stay tuned. All right, TSL, let's get it. Welcome to another episode of the Sales Life. And the Sales Life is just not for those in the sales profession. It is for those who are building the life skills of selling. Because in the profession, what's needed to be successful in sales are what I call the 9 C's. You got to take your vitamin C's. And the 9 C's that you need are communication, connection, curiosity, consistency, creativity, continuous learning, being coachable, handling the criticism, and also it takes courage. And that's the same skills that you need to be highly successful in life as well. So we are recording this one live all across the platform. So happy Mother's Day to those mothers out there, because you know what? There'd be no us without you. So happy Mother's Day to all of the ladies out there. So let's get right into it, man. In the book, It's Your Move by Josh Altman, he tells of a time that he went as a young man, he went to a kicking camp. And at the kicking camp, the kicking coach gave him some sage advice. And the coach told him, he said, Josh, no matter what's on the line, no matter the situation, no matter how much the pressure that you feel from the crowd, no matter what the consequences may lead to, after someone kicks this ball, or after you kick the ball, as a matter of fact, whether it goes in the uprights or not, he said, no matter what the situation is, always kick the ball the same. And he said that, and it like stained Altman's soul. So much so, man, that he never forgot it. And he took it not only forward in his athletic career, but he also carried it forward as a real estate agent. And today he is a highly successful real estate agent out there in Los Angeles to the rich and famous. Going one step further, Josh Altman had a young lady approach him. And she said, can you help me find a condominium to lease out here in LA? And Altman, inside of his mind, man, he kind of rolled his eyes. He was like, it come to find out that real estate agents, they hate leases because the money's not there in the leases. The commissions are in the listings. But Altman remembered what his coach told him decades ago. Always kick the ball the same. And so he brought expert service to that young lady. And they ended up driving all over Los Angeles trying to find the perfect condominium. And it seemed like no matter what he showed her, it wasn't the right ones. And I'm sure Altman was getting frustrated. But in his mind, he always said, kick the ball the same. And so with every showing, every day that passed, every commute as they were going from one condo to the next, sitting in LA traffic, always kick the ball the same. Altman ended up finding that condo for her to lease. And baby girl was so excited that she called her dad. And this is where the just so happened in your life. Because baby girl was so excited about the new condo that she was leasing that she got on the phone and called her dad. And her dad just so happened to be a high-powered executive. And he was so happy that he told his CEO at dinner one night of the service that Altman brought her. And it just so happened that CEO said, I was just thinking about listing my home for sale. Who do you think got that call for the listing? And the listing was over $3 million, overlooking the Pacific Ocean. And it just so happened that in an open house for that listing, Altman ran into a celebrity dermatologist, Dr. Stars, he calls him. And as he started talking to Dr. Stars, it just so happened that Dr. Stars was looking for another place. But this $3 million property just was too small. That doctor needed something bigger. He was looking for something in the $10 million range. And that one lease situation, because Josh Altman kicked the ball the same, led to over $24 million in real estate sales off that one deal. Altman's words, when you half-ass your job, you're hurting your reputation. And your reputation doesn't just affect the way that others see you. It affects the way that you understand yourself. And see, if you want others to see you and value you differently, then you must see and value yourself differently first. So these are the times when you always kick the ball the same. These are the times that you know yourself better than anybody. So when you ease up, when you ain't feeling it, when you're half-assing it, when you're walking into a situation talking about, I ain't got nothing. Not only are you setting the reputation for others to see you, but it also sets the framework with how you understand yourself. And you're not treating your situation and your opportunities as game changers. You got to keep it simple, man. Kick the ball the same. Because how you treat the smalls is how you treat the alls. And think about how much mental currency you waste. Just think about that. How much mental currency you waste trying to figure out what you got in certain buyers. And while you're sitting there trying to figure out, I wonder if I got a buyer or not. When you're trying to figure out who's a buyer and who's not, who's a buyer and who's a liar, the expert salesperson who is willing to kick the ball the same, while you're trying to figure out what you got, that person is working it because he's wondering, I just wonder where this may lead. So you think as a salesperson, man, that you're going to rise to the occasion when the big one hits. No, you won't. You're not going to rise to the occasion. You're actually going to sink to your level of consistency. And if you're not consistent, and bro, you're going to guess on the wrong one. And that's going to be the one that was worth millions. And this is what leads to the erosion of your confidence. Because see, you're sitting there trying to guess which one is which. This is when you go off and you say, man, I just worked with that customer. Man, they didn't ask for me. No. Why should they? Because you didn't even, you brought yourself in such a half-ass manner that you're a lost thought, a half-ass thought. And what that client is telling you, and you can get mad all you want, but what that client is telling you is, I'm looking for someone who brings me expert service, who didn't size me up from as soon as I opened my mouth. You got to stay ready, man. Don't get ready. Because in your sales life, you're going to have a cocktail of small and big opportunities. And if you're always ready, if you always kick the ball the same, if you always bring your A game to any situation that may feel like a B or C situation, a B or C opportunity, then in those situations, because you brought your A game, you're going to prove to yourself that you're consistent, that you're ready, and that you're capable of handling the big ones. This is what Altman calls calculated confidence. And calculated confidence is built through consistency. It's having enough, this is important, it's having enough practice under your belt to be able to make big decision calls in high pressure situations. See, my worth isn't in this one deal. My worth isn't in this one outcome. My worth, your worth, is in the way that you kick the ball. Because the ball don't matter. Who's kicking the ball matters. Special thank you to Josh Altman for creating the context of today's episode. Be sure, man, and grab this book. It is a really good book. If you're in sales, if you're in the sales life, where am I at? Grab a copy of that book, man. It is a super, super book. All right, that's it. Remember, the greatest sale that you will ever make is to sell you on you, because you're more than enough. Stay amazing. Let me get to my brand here. All right. Remember, the greatest sale that you will ever make is to sell you on you. Stay amazing. Stay in the sales life. Take care.